So guys, here I am going to give you some instructions regarding how to read NCERT book. Okay. And before that, I want to say one thing, that you will be happy to know that most of the students, especially 5 students out of top 20, had used my culture notes. The whatever culture notes or whatever culture guidance I published in different pages, I have found personal messages from many of the candidates that they used my notes and they found it beneficial. And throughout this piece, I have sent my hearty love and respect to all of your future life. And thanks for giving me the recognition, and many thanks to your upcoming life. Now, come to the topic. You see, generally we have seen that many of the students generally ask the question that what is the necessity of reading NCERT book. The NCERT books are written for those school children that we are preparing for such a prestigious exam. Okay, then why we should go back to those books? Okay, this kind of things generally we face whenever students ask us. Okay, but the thing is that it is not that. There is a way of NCERT how to read the NCERT book, whether it is NCERT or whether it is other books. Okay, there is a special kind of way how to read the book. The first thing is that I will tell you, you should read the books in 3 stages. First stage is what you should have to read. In the first stage is thorough reading. And in this thorough reading, you have to just try to know the meaning of the words written in the NCERT, or the general guidelines or the general information which are imprinted in the book. We should try to recover those only general information which are already given in the NCERT. Then in the second stage, what we have to do, while we read for the second time, or when we read in second stage, we have to develop a particular knowledge on the basis of those general information. We have to extend our knowledge on those in second stage based on the first information. And in third stage, we have to go beyond that. In third stage, we have to go beyond the given reference in the book. Now see how you will we can read it. Okay, how we can read NCERT fruitfully. I think after listening this lecture, your confusion might got cleared. Now I have taken one. It is not possible to show every line in any book. Okay, for example, I have just one line from NCERT, old NCERT, R.S. Sharma, and chapter is Central Asian Context and their results. Chapter is Central Asian Context and their results. And here the page number is 142. In my book it is 142 page number. And in 142 page number, you will see that there is a line. The Greek role introduced features of Hellenistic art in the northwest frontier of India. This art was not purely Greek. See the line. The Greek rule introduced features of Hellenistic art in the northwest frontier of India. This art was not purely Greek. Now in the first stage, what we have to read? In the first stage, we have to recover only the general information which are already given. Means what is Hellenistic art? Okay, we should try to know what is Hellenistic art, and we should know that the Hellenistic art was not purely Greek. Okay, it is for our information in the first stage. For prelims, we are enough. Okay, that means Hellenistic art is not purely Greek. That means there is a Eastern and Western combination. Okay, but there is a Greek elements or there is Indian elements. That is why it is not purely Greek. It is the first stage reading. Now in second stage, what we have to do, you see. In the first stage, we have to see that the purely Greek, it was not purely Greek. Now, while you read for the second time, in the second stage, what we have to do? That we have to see that it was not purely Greek. That means why it was not purely Greek. That means there are elements. There must be elements of Greek and Indian elements. Okay, there must be elements of Eastern and Western elements in this Hellenistic art. Then now what your duty is in second stage is, in your duty in second stage is to see, to analyze that if it is not purely Greek, why it is not purely Greek, means what are the Eastern elements and what are the Western elements which are actually gathered in this Hellenistic art. It is our way of reading in the second stage. In the first stage, what we have to see that it was not purely Greek, enough. It is enough. It is a general information. In the second stage, we have to analyze. We have to use our dimag. You have to use our brain that why it is not purely Greek. Means what are the Eastern elements or what are the Western elements? What are the Greek elements or what are the Indian elements in Hellenistic art? We have to analyze it for mains culture for GS paper 1. It is the second stage of reading. Okay, and in the third stage, in extensive reading, what we have to do, not only in Hellenistic art, okay, not only in Hellenistic art, we have to see whole art of this period as a whole. Means we have to see what are the Greek elements and what are the Indian elements on the prevailing art of this period as a whole. It is the stage of third reading. Again, you see it is a social science book, NCERT book, social science, and chapter chapter 4, climate. And here you see page number 13 in my book. Here there are some causes actually. The topic is the Indian monsoon, and here you will see point C, and there is a paragraph. I am reading the paragraph. The presence of the high pressure area east of Madagascar, approximately at 20 degrees Celsius over the Indian Ocean. The intensity and position of this high pressure area affects the Indian monsoon. Enough. In our first reading of NCERT, what we know that we have noted the presence of the high pressure area east of Madagascar. The presence of the high pressure area east of Madagascar in Madagascar helps in Indian Ocean. It is enough for prelims, okay, for our general information. That if we are asked which of the following cannot help in Indian monsoon, or which of the following is not anywhere related to Indian monsoon, means high pressure area east of Madagascar which was formed is related to Indian monsoon. It is in first reading. Okay, we know this information. Okay, we know after reading this information in first stage. And the second stage we have to see then from how this high pressure area helps in Indian monsoon, and why this high pressure area is created in east of Madagascar, and from where wind comes to here. Then how this high pressure area is created in the Madagascar and how this is related to Indian monsoon. It is our duty to analyze in our second stage that how this helps Indian monsoon and why it is created in Madagascar and why it is not created in our Simla. Okay, this is the question and this is our exploration in our second stage. And if we explore this time, then you will find that it is Somali Z. It is Somali Z. Then our knowledge is expanded on the given information in NCERT. Okay, right. And now come to third stage. In third stage, what we have to do? In third stage, we have to, I already told you, we have to go beyond the information. Okay, we have to bring the context, related context surrounding the facts of NCERT. And in this third stage, we have to bring relate this Somali Z with other phenomenon. Okay, Somali Z, Indian monsoon, Southern oscillation, El Nino. In this way, in third stage, we have to relate this. In this way, in every subject, we have to study NCERT in three stages. First, general information, second, depth, and in third, extensive. Now again we see another thing from Bipin Chandra. I am taking the I am picking up the book Bipin Chandra. Chapter is Socio-Religious Reforms and National Awakening, page number 83, last para. Then you will see that given the interconnection between religious beliefs and social practices, religious reformation was a necessary prerequisite for social reform. At first reading, we have to know that religious reformation was an essential part of social reform. Religious reform is intricately related to social reform. Okay, over. It is first reading. Then in second reading, what we have to see, why and how so religious belief is related with social reform. Why and how. Why it is prerequisite, why the social reform is almost impossible until and unless it is based on the reform of religious context. Why always religious issues have to be first issued into reforms to any social evils. How they are interrelated, it is the second stage. Now third stage, what we have to see, we have to bring the related aspects, that what are the good impacts and what are the bad impacts of bringing religion into social reform. What are the merits and what are the demerits in as a whole in this scenario, in this Renaissance period. Is there any positive aspect, or is there any negative impact as a bringing of as a bringing of religious matter into social reform? Because we see, you might know that it is said that Renaissance, this period is one step backward and one step forward. Why it is one step backward? Because it was based on religious issues, okay, and sometimes overemphasizing on religious matter, it gives a communal color, and which actually was imprinted in Indian land up to independence and even at this moment also. That's why we have in third stage, our notion is to see how it impacted the Renaissance, okay, what are the bad impacts or positive impacts of this religious issue, and how its impact is still existed and in Indian land. Hope you are helpful by my this lecture, and always remember these things while reading any book. That's why you have to extend our knowledge, whatever information is given on our basic books. That's why basic books are always necessary.